first thoughts of this scene is that something is off. Don't touch this picture. Even if you like the face, just know that you just waste your time. So when we pick an images, we need to see that the pose, at least in general, should look natural. We can change some parts, but in general, editing don't give you the results that you actually want. And for example, for this one, what I would edit is just to edit the people, the background, because there is nothing in our prompt that tells Midjourney to create a background like this, and also this one is something that I don't understand. So we just edit the parts that we don't like or that seem off, and not necessarily just telling exactly what to do. I sometimes don't like to tell Midjourney like create a leg or create I don't know, just using it as in general, just touching the areas, just picking them, and just let Midjourney do the rest. So as I said before, no prompt change. It's just the same prompt. Just pick the areas for her to for her to just let Midjourney choose itself what it will create. So as you can see, not many of them did really good. So we will be doing this for a very long time if we continue. But when I create reels and when I create images, I literally just, even if we like the, for example, even if we like the leg here, let's say just an example, or legs here, but we don't like here, we again tap edit, we again change this, we can just add, let's do this, just add like something like that. So, we just will edit it until the picture is the one that we like. What I actually do as well is just trying not to add only the pictures that I like visually, but always try to think about what pose these people have. Because, for example, from weird poses, like she has, for example, let's find the weird pose. Let's say even the one that we picked. It's not that weird if you look at it like from the first side, but if you try to close a look at it, you understand like how exactly will she move. So there is nothing much that we can do with this type of composition, with this type of posing, just because if we will animate her later in Kling, and she has this let's say not weird, but just a difficult pose, then Kling wouldn't do much. We will either ruin our credits, or it will be very, very long process and very, very expensive thing to just animate such things. So of course, it's not about the easier, it's just more natural poses we choose, the better. And once again, the all pictures should look same, like it's only, for example, like this one, just because when there is like a whole background around her, not just like partly, it distracts from her face. So I would choose this one from all of these editors. And once again, it's only up to you what you like. And these iterations, they can be done for a very long time until you find the result that you want, until you find the face that you want. It's really, really important. It's really up to you. So for these beds, as I promised, we need just really to pick the ones that we like, that we think that the composition, for example, this one really, you just really can see that it's around water. So I prefer, let's say this, where you can actually see that it stands on water. And for example, but I don't like this one. And we can also change the brush size and go here, because we just don't understand what's going on here. I don't understand what that is. I don't understand what that is. So basically, this is how I work routine. It's just to edit everything that seems weird, and just to get the results. I do it many times, like not only one time, but just try to run it several times. So basically our job is to do the editing until it really looks natural, because when we need to upscale it later, it will upscale the same details that we created in Midjourney. So once again, Midjourney is the basics. It's everything for the videos, and the better the image will be, the better for our future reel. So once again, the color palette should be same, at least minimum, when you pick the pictures. We will edit it in CapCut later because CapCut has this function to adjust the colors. And but overall, if the picture, for example, it has yellowish tones and the other is strongly bluish tones, there is not that much that CapCut can do. So when picking images, pick pose. That's very important because you need to understand that if it's like super weird or unnatural or just very difficult pose, then Kling won't be able to generate it well, or you will just spend, if you're willing to spend lots of credits, then probably you can get the decent result. But for the first generations, until you have much experience, you need to change the good pose, natural pose, so that you would love the face and overall picture. It's very important. You need to edit everything that looks off, and you need to pick so that all of the images look pretty much similar, or well, not similar, just the concept should be same, so that it wouldn't look like they are that they're from absolutely random videos and so on. So even for the architecture, it also, you should see so that there would be nothing that would seem off, because people really enjoy these videos and sometimes they understand that it's AI just by looking that something looks weird. We don't want that. We want to create absolutely realistic and great videos. So even for non-person videos, we also do images. We also select the best ones, the best in composition, and so that it would be interesting just by looking at it. So for non-people images, it also should have wow effect. It also should look quite natural, even though we will edit everything. The whole composition should look quite natural and contain scenes that could be existent in real life. And the rest can be edited, but if the overall looks off, then nothing can be done. And yeah, so this was my main rules that I use for polishing, for picking the best ones. These are just my personal rules that I use. I don't really think too much about composition and all this artistic technical stuff. Just because people sometimes ask me, can I create these videos if I'm not an artist? I think yes, because it's only up to you. It still will be your art. It will be just your understanding and your compositions that you like, because if you look at my videos, they are realistic. Some people some people prefer it to be less realistic and be more artistic. So it's only up to you. But the process that I use is shown in this lesson. And let's just see what I used for the prompt closely. I used these images, these image references. Once again, I found them, of course, on Pinterest. So as we learned from the previous lesson, I just added some image references and a close face of just absolutely gorgeous models, so that Midjourney would understand that we need a beautiful woman, even though we write in a prompt and we are doing this in image prompt as well. So this was all for this lesson. I hope this was very helpful for you. I wish you great creations and see you in the next lesson.